Hi and welcome to this little video on how to actually use Audacity. Audacity is one of the things that you guys will use a lot in music. It'll be for when you're creating your Viva Voces and wanting to edit music. You can use other programs, but this is a program that's actually on your actual, your little laptops. Your version might be slightly different, but this is the methods are still the same. It's just where the actual things are in the actual the menu up the top, that just might be slightly different. Okay, so first I'm going to show you how to actually put some actual music in there. So for this particular version, I go to project and I look for import audio. So if you can't, if yours isn't under import audio, is not under project, please go and find it. It'll be under somewhere, but you need to be able to import audio. Okay, so I'm going to click on that. I'm going to go to where I've got some music, which I know I've got in here, which is converted MP3, once it decides to open up. And we might use Bebopaloo will do. Okay, and you can see that it's imported. And you can see that it's actually got two lines here. Now this is really important. If you want to actually blend and add in other pieces of music, if one piece of music is recorded in mono, which means it's only got one line here, and the next piece of music is recorded in stereo, they just won't blend. Okay, so you need to make sure that most of your music is in bits and pieces. So if I want to hear the music, I just click play. Okay, and you can see that that's all I need. So I might decide that I only want up to this point. So I'm just going to check that that's the point I want. And I'm going to stop it there. So you can see this little line that I'm clicking on, this little eye thing. That means from that point on, that's where the music will actually start and stop. So I'm going to highlight that. I just did a left click and I've simply just hit delete. Okay, that's all, but you could have actually gone and used this button as well. Okay, so but if I didn't like the delete, I could obviously do undo delete. Alrighty, so I'm going to play it here from again. Now I might think that that bit's okay, I might want to edit that bit. You can do the same sort of thing. You can actually highlight, and whatever you've highlighted will actually be deleted, or you'll add an effect in. But see my little line there? Now if you use your arrows on your actual computer, you can move your that little line somewhere. So I'm just moving my line using the arrows, or you can move the mouse. It's up to you, use the mouse to do it. Okay, but I've put my little line there for a reason, because I'm going to do something called generate silence. Okay, so then it comes up with this thing, okay, and it's obviously length in seconds. Now 30 seconds of silence is a long time, so I'm just going to put in 3 seconds of silence. Okay, and you'll see it's actually expanded. Now see how I've got that little bit there, that tiny little bit? If I actually play that, that means I didn't have it quite on the end, and you'll hear a tiny bit of music. Okay, so it's a bit weird. So I'm going to clean that back up and get rid of that, because that's just dodgy. Okay, that looks better. So I'm going to copy this now. So it's simply just again a sorry, I'm bad with right and left click. I'm going to highlight that. Okay, now you can either do Control C, but I'll go to edit. I'm going to go copy, and then I'm going to put my little line thingy back there, and I want it to go to the end of that 3 seconds, and then you can just go paste. Okay, so if we have a look, if I move it along using the cursor thingy, you'll see you've got the end of the where I chopped it off and the beginning. So if I play from about this point, you'll hear it go, and then the silence, and then okay, obviously I'm just using this as an example today. You can obviously edit these bits, so it could be just a particular word or a particular phrase or a particular technique. It's up to you how you want to do it. Now these bits up the top here, all those little numbers are actually the time your thing is in seconds. Okay, so if I explain this bit over here, this one at the top where it's got the minus and the plus means I can make it louder or softer. It's actually called the gain. Okay, so the gain is at 0 at the moment, but if I make it go down minus 12 and I play it from the same point, it'll actually be softer. Okay, but if I actually go from and make the gain thing, and I haven't changed anything else, And you can hear the distortion. It gets a bit yucky, so we'll put it back at 0. But sometimes if you wanted to put bits and pieces over the top, you can find that's what had happened. Okay, so this time I'm going to add an effect. So I'm going to highlight the end of that first bit here. Okay, and I'm going to go to effects. And if you can see there's a whole heap of them. Please go ahead and fiddle with them in your own time. But I'm going to go do a fade out and have a look what happens. Once you've done that, you can see that the music is actually reduced. So if I play it from here, what it's done is actually done a decrescendo, so it's made it go softer. So listen. So it's faded it out. You can obviously do the opposite. So I'm going to highlight this bit and I'm going to fade it in. So if we go effect again, instead of fade out, I'm going fade in. And you can see it's actually done that. So it's actually doing a crescendo this time. So if we go from here, and you can hear what it's actually done. Again, this is just an example of what you can do. If you don't want that seconds of silence in there, again, highlight, get rid of, and let's see what it sounds like, because it might be a bit weird, but just for the purpose of the exercise. And you can see that you could actually blend nice bits of music in together. And sometimes if that's what you actually want, put the silence in there, get rid of it later. Okay, so say for example, I'm actually trying to explain that this is something in that I want to show you guys, or you want to show at a particular point. So I'm going to just play the music for a moment. Okay, and you might want to record and say what it is. So that little red button, again, if you've got a microphone, you can use that, but most of your laptops have actually got an inbuilt microphone. They're not that great, I must admit, but they're not too bad. So if I go record, I'm going to talk over the top of it, and you can see my voice. So if I play from that point, you should be able to hear my voice. I'm going to talk over the top of it, and you can see my voice. Okay, and you can see that that's done. Now, the thing is, you can put this as many times as you want and it'll just keep adding track after track after track. When you go to finish this, it'll actually make it all one track, so you can't re-edit it. If you are not finished with editing, then you have to save it as a different thing. So I'm going to pretend that I'm finished doing all the bits I wanted to do with that. Okay, so that's only 1 minute and 15. Okay, you might want to actually, you know, I'll give you an example. I'll generate some silence. Yeah, 3 seconds. Now, that's obviously moved that there, so actually I might get rid of that. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to record. 1, 2, 3. This is a test record. 1, 2, 3. Okay, if we play it back. 1, 2, 3. This is a test record. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and if I put silence back in there, I'm just going to put that back there. Generate silence. 3 seconds. It could be any seconds, whatever you want it to need it to be. I'm going to click there and I'm going to record again. Okay, this is silence. Well, not really, because I'm speaking. Okay, and you can see that it's got 2 lines, and they're my vocal lines. That's what I've actually done here. Alright, so that's my voice there and voice there. And you can sort of see, like when you have a look at the music, where things actually are in the music and where stops and quiets and all those bits and pieces are. So imagine you've done all your bits and pieces and you've finished and you want to do it now. If you have not finished, you go to File and you go Save Project As, and that'll save it as an Audacity file, which means you can still actually work on it. Okay, but if you don't save it as like that, you won't be able to rework on it. So if you're going here, Save Project As, now when you go to move your bits and pieces, you'll see that it actually will have like a little ear thing for the Audacity sign, that little thing there. Okay, and I also have a data folder. You need to make sure you use both data folders. So I'm going to go though export as a WAV file, because I don't think it does it as an MP3. If you can keep it as MP3, let's try it. Oh, it's going to. Okay, so I'm going to just save it in some little folder. Let me see. Okay, that'll do. I don't care. Alright, and save. You can rename it. That's your file name down there. And save. Yeah, that's what I thought. It doesn't tell you can actually do it, but instead, you know, you can use blah, blah, blah. And I just say no, because I don't usually use that one. So I just go export as a WAV. Okay, Bebopalula. Again, it should go into where you want it to go to, and save. And it should be already saved. So if I close that down, actually, if I go File, let's go Open, and we'll go back to my little. There it is there. There's my little file. Now that's, as you can see, it's a WAV file, so which is fine for using bits and pieces, but you can't use that back. You need to convert it back to an MP3 if you want to drop it into something, another file. So there you go. That's how you use Audacity for the bits and pieces you need to do, and just rewatch this video as many times as you need to get what you need to. But basically, project, import audio, then you can actually have the audio, then you can add in, you can generate silence, you can actually generate white noise and all those sorts of things, but you don't need to. And here's also your effects, but now those effects aren't lighting up because I haven't highlighted things here. And if you go to edit, you can see your bits and pieces you cut, you copy, trim, all those bits and pieces there. So have fun, have a good play with it. It's the only way to actually learn it. Alright, and bye.